Hello everyone, this is Fine from Awesome Tech Gaming Pro. I hope you all are well. Today I'm going to talk about the two TV, the left side Samsung S95D and right side Samsung S90D. Both are QD OLED TV. The Samsung S95D is fantastic for playing video games in HDR. The TV's remarkable contrast provides deep and inky blacks and highlights in HDR games really stand out due to its excellent HDR brightness. This S95D supports 4K 144Hz, so it's an excellent choice to pair with modern consoles or gaming PCs. It also supports VRR for a nearly tear-free gaming experience, and motion is clear with no noticeable blur due to its nearly instantaneous response time. The TV has incredibly low input lag, so you get a responsive gaming experience with no noticeable delay between your controller inputs and what happens on the screen. The positive side of this S95D is its near infinite contrast ratio for perfect blacks with no blooming around bright highlights, and HDMI 2.1 bandwidth on all four ports, just like Samsung S90D. S90D also near infinite contrast ratio. If you are new in my channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications and upcoming videos. I have another channel named Tech Gaming Villa, where I upload similar kind of tech videos like TV comparison, sound system, home theater. You can check and subscribe. Both TV has incredibly low input lag for a very responsive experience and nearly instantaneous response time for no noticeable blur behind fast motion. Both TV colors are vibrant, bright and lifelike, and excellent HDR peak brightness that makes highlights pop. But the downside of this TV is no Dolby Vision support, and aggressive ABL can be distracting with large areas of brightness, just like Samsung S90D, also the same problem. The S90D is exceptional for playing games in HDR. This TV also has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports and 4K 144Hz support. So it's an excellent option to pair with modern game consoles or PCs. This S90D also supports VRR, so you get a nearly tear-free gaming experience, and it's nearly instantaneous response time, displays fast motion with no noticeable blur. There is no noticeable delay between your controller inputs and what happens on screen due to the TV's incredibly low input lag. Highlights in HDR games pop due to its excellent HDR brightness, so you get an impactful HDR experience on S90D. Its remarkable contrast delivers deep and inky blacks when gaming in a dark room. If you want to use the Samsung S95D as a PC monitor, it is incredible for use as a PC monitor. Its incredibly low input lag provides a very responsive desktop experience, and its nearly instantaneous response time means there is no noticeable blur behind quick cursor movements or when quickly scrolling through pages. The TV has an incredibly wide viewing angle, so you can sit close to the screen and the edges remain consistent with the center. Its superb uniformity means you won't be distracted by the dirty screen effect when looking at large areas of the same color, like when browsing the web. The TV uses a unique matte coating on its screen that does an amazing job at essentially eliminating reflections, but it does come at the cost of a drastic decrease in contrast when used in a room with the lights on. So it ends up looking more like an IPS monitor than it does a typical OLED when used in a bright room. Unfortunately, the S95D TV doesn't use a standard RGB subpixel layout, so text isn't very clear and there's color fringing at the edges of bright windows or images due to the subpixel structure of QD OLED panels. This S95D has superb gray uniformity with no noticeable dirty screen effect and incredibly wide viewing angle for a consistent image from the sides. But the downside of this S95D is its noticeable color fringing and risk of permanent burning. S90D is outstanding for use as a PC monitor due to the TV's incredibly wide viewing angle. You can sit close to the screen and the edges remain consistent with the center. It also has fantastic response time, so there's no noticeable blur behind quick cursor movements or when quickly scrolling through pages, just like S95D. S90D also very low input lag, provides a very responsive desktop experience. TV overcomes glare in a bright room due to its good peak brightness in HDR and exceptional reflection handling. And it has an amazing uniformity, so you aren't distracted by the dark screen effect when you're looking at large areas of the same color, like when browsing the web. And just like S95D, this S90D also doesn't use a standard RGB subpixel layout, so text isn't very clear, and there is color fringing and the edges of bright windows or images due to the subpixel structure of QLED panels. If you see the design of this 2TB, S95D has a very premium design and looks incredible. The center stand holds the TV well and takes up very little space, and Samsung's external slim one connect box for the input results in a more uniform thickness. The biggest difference with this year's model is the change from a glossy to a matte spring finish, which was done so the TV can better handle reflections. On the other side, the S90D looks and feels like a premium TV. It's heavy and sturdy and held in place by it's a small metallic stand. The TV is thin and feels modern and classy. The back of the TV is the same as the Samsung S95C OLED and uses Samsung's external slim One Connect box to house the inputs. It's a versatile and convenient feature since you can mount it to the stand, you can mount it to the back of the TV or place it on your table or easy access. On the other hand, the Samsung S90D is the same as the Samsung S90C OLED, but with a matte finish. The central panel housing the inputs is made of smooth plastic with included covers and clips that you can use to help with the cable management. Like most TVs, the inputs are hard to reach. You will have it wall mounted with a fixed mount. The S95D has outstanding build quality. Its stand is metal and holds the TV well, and S90D has also good build quality overall. There's some wobble on the stand when the TV is pushed forward or backward, but it quickly settles and won't cause any problems. There's a bit of flexing on the plastic central housing on the back, but this is normal and isn't concerning. You can see the picture quality of this 2TB. The S95D has remarkable contrast and nearly infinite contrast ratio. Due to the OLED self-lit pixels, the TV can display very bright highlights next to perfect inky blacks, making it very impressive in a dark room due to the TV's matte coating and where it handles reflections. The TV's contrast ratio greatly decreases and blacks become gray in a bright room, which makes the image look washed out and reduces the impact an OLED typically has. On the other hand, the S90D has remarkable contrast and nearly infinite contrast ratio. Due to the OLED self-lit pixels, the TV can display bright highlights next to perfect inky blacks, making it very impressive in a dark room. If you see the dimming of this 2TB, since OLEDs don't use local dimming and instead have individual pixels that can be lit up to their maximum brightness next to pixels that are turned off, there is no dimming when bright elements are surrounded by deep blacks. S95D is an OLED without a backlight, so its self-lit pixels give it the same performance as a TV with perfect local dimming and no zone transition. The S90D also is an OLED and doesn't have a backlight, so its self-lit pixels give it the same performance as a TV with perfect local dimming and no zone transitions as like S95D. Both TV and game mode slightly over brightens the image. There's no other difference in dark scene behavior between the calibrated picture modes and when the TV is set in game mode. If you see the HDR brightness of S95D, it goes bright enough for highlights to really stand out and delivers an impactful HDR experience. Unfortunately, large bright scenes are significantly dimmer than smaller specular highlights due to the TV's aggressive automatic brightness limiter. After a minute or so with a sustained 10% window on screen, the TV gets very hot and starts thermal throttling, so it becomes drastically dimmer. Strangely enough, this doesn't happen with any other sustained windows. When displaying a 10% checkerboard pattern, the TV only gets dimmer due to the TV's ASBL, but no thermal throttling occurs, which suggests that the TV detects a 10% window and displays it as bright as possible before overheating occurs. This behavior isn't noticeable with most real-world content since very bright highlights typically don't stay on screen for that long. On the other hand, the Samsung S90D has an excellent HDR brightness. It goes bright enough for highlights to really stand out and delivers an impactful HDR experience. Unfortunately, large bright scenes are significantly dimmer than smaller specular highlights due to the TV's aggressive brightness limiter. The TV's automatic static brightness limiter is surprisingly aggressive with the sustained 10% window. So small bright highlights are dimmed considerably when they are on screen for more than a few minutes. This behavior is not noticeable with real content. The S95D has excellent HDR brightness in game mode as well. It slightly over brightens the image, which makes it brighter and more vibrant overall, but it isn't as accurate. And S90D also has an excellent HDR brightness in game mode. It slightly over brightens the image, which makes it brighter and more vibrant overall. But just like S95D, this TV isn't as accurate on game mode. So in this two TV, which TV you like most, Samsung S95D or S90D? Please write in the comments below. That's it for now.